The Golden State Warriors find themselves at a critical juncture heading into the 2025-26 season, and the stakes have never felt higher. Losing Looney in free agency to the Pelicans has left a gaping hole in their front court, removing a player who's been the linchpin of both their rebounding and defensive schemes for years. Looney may have been aging, but his ability to clean the glass, anchor the paint, and execute timely rotations allowed the Warriors to sustain their fast-paced, high-octane style without sacrificing defensive integrity. While Stephen Curry remains the league's preeminent offensive threat and Jimmy Butler brings championship experience and toughness, a supporting cast that can protect the rim and control possessions is more critical than ever. The front office's inability to add significant reinforcements this offseason only compounds these challenges, leaving fans questioning whether the team is truly committed to remaining at the top of the Western Conference. The Warriors' window with Curry is still open, but the lack of decisive roster moves has put immense pressure on both the coaching staff and players to adapt quickly. If they can't navigate this transition effectively, what has been a dynasty may soon enter a precarious phase. On paper, having Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler sharing the floor should make the Warriors an unstoppable force, yet the numbers tell a more nuanced story. During the 2024-25 regular season, Golden State went 22-5 with both players on the court, an impressive record that nonetheless belies underlying inefficiencies. Advanced stats indicate the duo outscored opponents by just 5 points per 100 possessions, a figure that ranked 27th among the team's 62-man lineups that logged at least 250 minutes together. This suggests that while wins were secured, Curry and Butler still have significant work to do in terms of chemistry and floor spacing. Butler's defensive acumen and Curry's offensive gravity don't automatically translate to seamless synergy, particularly when the supporting cast struggles to fill the gaps left by Looney. For Golden State, maximizing this pairing requires creative coaching, disciplined execution, and perhaps a roster overhaul that can complement their unique skill sets. Without these adjustments, Curry's brilliance could be muted by the team's inability to maintain offensive balance and defensive stability. This season may very well test whether these two stars can truly elevate each other rather than simply coexist. Looney's absence is perhaps felt most acutely in the rebounding department, which has long been one of Golden State's competitive advantages. Historically, the Warriors have ranked in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive rebounding percentages over multiple seasons, largely due to Looney's consistent presence and timing. His ability to secure second-chance opportunities and limit opponents' possessions allowed the team to maintain tempo and keep Curry in positions to generate high-efficiency scoring. Without him, Golden State now has to rely on less proven players or shifts in positional assignments, which may disrupt spacing and rotation strategies. The front court will need to embrace more aggressive defensive rebounding and box-out responsibilities, while perimeter players might be asked to crash the boards more than usual. If the Warriors fail to replace even a fraction of Looney's contribution, they could see a measurable decline in possessions gained and points prevented. Maintaining rebounding efficiency is essential, not just for defense, but for sustaining the fast-paced, transition-heavy offense that defines this team. This void underscores the importance of roster creativity and the potential for a breakout role among younger forwards or bench players. Stephen Curry remains the heartbeat of the Warriors' offensive system, and his impact extends far beyond his scoring totals. With him on the floor last season, Golden State averaged 118.4 points per 100 possessions, compared to only 105 when he was sitting, a differential of 13.4 points. That ranked as the third largest among players logging at least 1,000 minutes on a single team. This kind of on-off impact underscores just how reliant the Warriors are on his presence, particularly as they enter a season with a thinner roster. Curry's gravity opens lanes for cutters, allows for open shots for teammates, and stretches defenses in ways that are difficult to replicate. In the playoffs, his influence was even more pronounced, with a 16-point per 100 possessions difference, illustrating that in high-stakes situations, the team's performance is inextricably linked to his ability to execute. With Looney gone, Curry's responsibilities may extend further, requiring him to generate even more scoring opportunities while the rest of the roster adjusts to new roles. Protecting Curry from defensive pressure and giving him competent spacing will be critical to maintaining the offensive efficiency that has defined the Warriors for over a decade. Jonathan Kuminga's future with the Warriors is arguably the biggest off-court storyline for Golden State this offseason, and it all comes down to money and control. The team offered him a $7.9 million qualifying offer, which would make him a restricted free agent, but negotiations have yet to produce a long-term agreement. Kuminga's talent and upside are undeniable, making him a coveted asset league-wide, but the lack of a multi-year deal leaves both sides in a state of uncertainty. If he accepts the qualifying offer, he would become an unrestricted free agent next summer, which could force the Warriors into a difficult situation about whether to match offers or risk losing him entirely. On the other hand, a long-term contract now would provide security for Kuminga while locking in Golden State's investment in a high-upside forward. The stakes are high. A misstep could either create cap flexibility problems or result in the loss of one of the team's most promising young stars. This contract drama is more than just paperwork. It shapes the roster, rotation plans, and even potential trades for the upcoming season. How the Warriors navigate Kuminga's deal could determine whether they enter the 2025-26 season as a fully equipped contender or a team scrambling to fill gaps in real time. Criticism has swirled around the Warriors front office due to its inactivity during this offseason, which has only amplified concerns about the team's competitive viability. As of now, they have not executed meaningful trades or free agent acquisitions, leaving Curry and Butler to carry the load without significant reinforcement. In a Western Conference that has seen other contending teams aggressively upgrade their rosters, Golden State's inertia is particularly glaring. The lack of additions has fueled speculation that the team's leadership may be overly cautious or reliant on existing talent, which could backfire in a league that prizes depth and versatility. Analysts and fans alike have expressed concern that this conservative approach leaves the Warriors vulnerable to younger, deeper teams. The question is no longer whether Curry can perform at an elite level. He clearly can, but whether the roster around him can adapt to offset the absence of Looney and cover the minutes and impact lost in rebounding and rim protection. While the Warriors didn't land any major free agents like Al Horford, at least not yet, they did retain Gary Payton II and have other rotational players poised to contribute. Payton brings perimeter defense, hustle, and veteran know-how that'll be critical in matchups against explosive guards. Additionally, bench players, including second-year prospects and role players, may be tasked with stepping into expanded roles to cover Looney's absence. Integrating these players seamlessly will be essential to maintaining competitive rotations and ensuring that Curry and Butler are not overextended. The front office and coaching staff must prioritize communication, floor spacing, and positional awareness to maximize the contributions of these individuals. Without a reliable veteran presence in the front court, even small defensive lapses could have outsized consequences against elite Western Conference opponents. This season will likely be a proving ground for how well the Warriors can develop young players under pressure. Jimmy Butler's performance will be pivotal for Golden State, especially in light of the roster's current limitations. In 42 appearances last season, combining the regular season, play-in, and playoffs, Butler posted an effective field goal percentage of just 50.4%. While his defensive impact and leadership are undeniable, his scoring efficiency must improve to ease the burden on Curry. Integrating him fully into the Warriors' fast-paced system while maintaining efficiency is one of the team's most pressing challenges. The success of Curry and Butler as co-leads will likely dictate the team's ceiling, especially against deeper, more versatile opponents. Kevon Looney's absence will be felt on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he was a reliable finisher and rim roller who added spacing and secondary scoring options. Defensively, his rebounding, timing, and ability to protect the rim were cornerstones of Golden State's transition defense. Without him, the Warriors must adapt quickly, relying on smaller lineups, creative rotations, and more aggressive rebounding from wings. If the team can't compensate for Looney's contributions, the margin for error in games against elite Western Conference teams will shrink dramatically. This highlights just how pivotal the upcoming season will be in determining whether the Warriors can maintain their relevance as a top-tier team.